Hey everybody, it's me, Mr. Parker. I am the new band and orchestra director at Ridgeline High School, opening this fall in 2021. It'll really feel like it opens in the summer with camps and the like. But I just want to share a little bit more about the outline of the way the music program will be built in the Department of Instrumental Music, meaning orchestra and bands. So let's get started here. There's our amazing logo that we have. And then this word, this is going to be shrouded in a little bit of mystery, and we're going to grow with it. But the word is Ubuntu. Ubuntu is kind of an African proverb, and it has a really great personal meaning for me. Then we'll grow and share how that goes. But basically, it means I am because we are. And it's really about our community and being part of the community and belonging to it, helping it inspire others so that we can all grow. And you're going to hear a lot about belonging, inspiration, and growth. All participating students will have a comprehensive musical education that fosters the process of positive culture and teamwork. All participating students will be encouraged to find their voice, use their voice, and be seen as a valuable contributor. Everybody will be important. We hope that students are inspired and engaged by incredible literature, programming, and work with creative guest artists and inspired teaching. We're going to grow all our participants by challenging them as artists, leaders through a variety of performance, extracurricular, and unique big events. I am because we are. Our goal in the program for instrumental music is to help you recognize your sense of self, that you will only grow to your full potential through the relationships with other people. This ideal is held in a single word, our creed, Ubuntu. I am because we are. It is the promise that you belong to a group that matters because the core principle is the relationships we foster. The common bonds within our group, they're more important than the individual division or disagreements we are sure to have. We can be inspired by our diversity in ideas, language, experiences, and culture, but in the end, it's about coming together to understand that what's best for the community is moving forward with buy-in from everyone. We're going to grow where we're planted, and we welcome you to your new home at Ridgeline, Ubuntu. All right, so let's talk about physically how our program is going to be set up, all right? The orchestra courses are concert orchestra and chamber. They have unique names. IS, concert orchestra, and IS is a falconer's word for taking the falcon from nature to train it as a member of the falconry, all right? And so this would be similar to a Padawan Jedi. All right, this is a hawk that's being trained. It's a large non-audition ensemble for all grades. We'll have 3 or 4 performances on campus a year, and then we will have other things throughout the community, large group festival, perhaps like tour trips to other schools, to university, to universities, not to be confused with University High School. And also eventually, like an overnight trip to someplace exotic, like Missoula, Montana, or Seattle, Washington, or, stuff like that. Okay. The Austringer Chamber Orchestra. Austringer is one who trains falcons. So these are kind of masters of their craft. So the Chamber Orchestra is our smaller audition only group. It's for 10th through 12th graders, which will be 10th through 11th graders this first go at it, because we won't have seniors. But we'll have the same 3 or 4 campus performances for the moms and the dads and the grandmas and the grandpas. But we'll also continue other performances to pursue, state qualifying for WMEA, WIAA state championships. We'll have a retreat to prepare for that. And so there'll be some extra things because the commitment of this group is the highest commitment level. All right. Let's talk about band courses. We have a concert band, large group, no percussion in the concert band. Okay. They will join us at the concerts, but we will focus just on brass and woodwinds in the class, all right? They will also do 3 or 4 performances on campus, and just like the orchestra program, pursue outside things, performing at Eastern, going to Whitworth, seeing college professors coming in to work with the groups, maybe going on a little trip to Central Washington University, Ellensburg. Who doesn't want to go to Ellensburg for fun? It's beautiful, all right? And then there'll also be the Wind Symphony. It might be called the Wind Ensemble in the course book, but we're going to focus on making the Wind Symphony a little bit of a bigger group than a wind ensemble. So instead of an ideal number of like 35, 36, it might be 45, 46 in our future. All right, this is a medium-sized audition-only group for grades 10 through 12. Again, no percussion in the class. 3 to 4 campus performances, plus chamber groups that pursue state qualifying performances at solo and ensemble and such. And anybody can perform in solo and ensemble, but in Wind Symphony, it will be a focus. 2 other classes. We will offer a percussion performance class. This is for percussionists, our drummers. If you want to take the class first semester, it's a no-cut audition. So you just have to audition so we can place you in the right spot as far as what instrument and kind of what chair, so to speak. All grades are welcome, but you do need to be in marching band for first semester. Second semester, there's no audition, no marching band, all grades are welcome. All right. There are a ton of campus performances. You know, the drumline will be probably playing every week, perhaps. So we want to make sure that that's happening. There's a couple of ideas with the drumline and orchestra combining for some things. I know that sounds like a recipe for disaster, but there's actually a piece that the CV band was working on right before COVID shut everything down. We were going to perform with the Spokane Symphony, our drumline and the Spokane Symphony. So I still have that music, and I'm like, well, you know, maybe it's something that we try to explore. And then the percussion class has state qualifying opportunities, and we're going to try putting something together called a percussion retreat, where we just kind of work on music and bonding and creating our culture of percussion students being a little bit different than just being in the back row. We want you to feel like you're more part of belonging to this program. And then jazz band will be a class. It's 1 on a part casting, so it's pretty small. So it's an audition group. Any grade is welcome to try out. It's 0 hour, 4 credit. Okay, so this is not like middle school where you could kind of like, I don't want to go today. You know, all you have to do is get the dirty look from your band director the next day and, you know, you'll live. This is like, I take attendance, your grade could go down, your grade could go up if you do the right thing. So I just want to make sure students understand what jazz band means, okay? They will have 2 or 3 campus performances and a lot of festivals and outreach within the community. The state of Washington is really, really amazing in its jazz education. So we're really one of the leaders in the country. So there's lots of opportunities for them to go outside our campus to perform. Now, back to just, again, I am because we are. We want you to understand that your individual participation in our groups is what will make us great. So we want to get you excited about becoming that R in our Ubuntu, okay? Because we believe that the extracurriculars are built by the fundamentals of what we're doing in class, it is a requirement if you're an orchestra, band, percussion, you need to be in those programs in order as a class in order to pursue the extracurricular. Okay, this includes jazz band members being part of their respective band or orchestra class so that they can be in the jazz band. The one exception would be color guard. There are no classes for color guard, so color guard members are welcome to join our extracurriculars as is. All right. Let's talk about some of the extracurriculars now. All right. In orchestra land, we will have the Inland Empire Strings Camp. This is held in the summer at Luther Haven, right on Coeur d'Alene Lake. It's 2 nights in a dorm room. All the meals are provided. It's professionally led sectionals with university instructors. You get a t-shirt. There's staff and transportations provided. This is mixed with university students, Central Valley students, Ridgeline students, and even students from area school districts. All right. It is optional. It's just extracurricular. That means optional outside of the regular school schedule. The cost in the past was $200. I know that Mr. Newbill at University, Mr. Flemmer at Central Valley, and myself, we will continue to work on developing this camp for our near future, and hopefully we can participate this summer. And our other extracurricular is the La Cetriera Symphony Orchestra, which simply means in Spanish, the Falconers, trainers of falcons. We are a large non-audition ensemble. It's not a class. It's 2 6-week seasons with about 2 evenings a week for rehearsal. We will bring in those evening rehearsals. We will bring in professionals and university instructors to help run sectionals with our students. So it's a little bit more beefy than just orchestra class or band class, because we'll also have brass, woodwinds, and percussion in the back row. The rehearsals will not just simply be music, but they will also have team building and musical leadership training for all the members. And every season, both seasons, will have a culminating performance at the respective concert, campus concert. So we'll do one in December for the holiday, and we'll do another season that ends at the end of the year in June. Okay. Band extracurriculars are really the big one is the Ridgeline Regiment. The Ridgeline Regiment is what we're going to call our marching band, partly because I just think the letter R is cool. So as many times as we can use the letter R. I also wanted a name for that ensemble. It is eventually going to be a massive, massive group. And I want people to understand that when we're speaking about the Ridgeline Regiment, we're talking about everybody that's in it. Not the color guard or the clarinets or the drum line, but everybody that's a marching band student is part of the regiment. So it's kind of just a fun way to brand the group. And this is a very, very visible group. They'll be at football games and do marching band contests. Even this first year, we plan to do a competitive marching band contest. There's no audition. It's open for all grades. The fall season is about 10 weeks long, from late August through the end of October. There's a summer camp. We do Saturday rehearsals in September. So be prepared. Your Saturdays for marching band are very involved. Okay, it's like, 9 to 4 kind of thing on Saturdays, and the contest can last all day or even include a long bus trip to like Pasco or something like that. Okay, during camp, we bring in professionals to help lead the sectionals, and we include lots of team building and leadership exercises to help students really take ownership of the program so that it's theirs. All right, and of course, football games, couple competitions, competitive contests. We think we can do this the first year, so we're really excited to share it. All right, our basketball band, Gang Green. It's just kind of like fun to make the basketball band kind of the bad guys. All right, we're really, really disruptive to the visiting team, really close to them. So we like to kind of act like bad guys. Even our social media kind of acts a little bit naughty sometimes by just like kind of making fun of the marching band or something like that, for playing their instruments outside. So the basketball band happens in the winter. It's about 8 weeks long. It's really just like 3 or 4 rehearsals. And then once the rehearsals are done, the games start, and there's no more rehearsals really. You just do 1 or 2 games a week. So it's a little bit heavy on the front end. Because the rehearsals, the 3 or 4, they're going to happen in the span of like 10 school days. So that can be a little bit, front heavy, and it's right after Christmas break and all that stuff. But the game schedule, it's usually 1 or 2 games a week. All right. 2 is rare. 1 is normal. So it's pretty fun. And it's high energy, super high energy, like bleachers shaking, people holding on to their small children. Okay. And it is going to be one of the things that kids talk about, no matter if they're in band or orchestra or not. Excuse me. They're going to talk about Gang Green, the basketball band. It's going to be awesome. Excuse me. All right. Percussion and color guard. We will continue to offer what we're calling workshops right now. And these are it's a 1 season, 8 weeks of just kind of like, let's do it indoors, in the gym or something like that, wherever we can find some common space. And let's just kind of like continue building our marching percussion skills. It's a lot of fun. We usually put little fun pop shows together that mix drumline with like music that is current and all that stuff. So we'll talk about that a little more later. That's a pretty specific group of students, but anybody's welcome to do it. In fact, we've had orchestra kids and band kids explore our percussion color guard workshop. At the Central Valley High School, it was called CVI, CV Indoor Percussion, CV Indoor Color Guard. But because we're going to be rebuilding with smaller group, a younger group, we're going to kind of like bring it back in and just kind of make it, a modest thing to kind of start off. We have great coaches for it, fantastic, phenomenal people. So we hope that the percussion students feel like they're still kind of getting, like all of their extras that they are so passionate about, as well as our color guard. And then the color guard also has a recital in the spring. This is a really fun event where the students kind of coordinate they write their own pieces, and we put it together in a recital. Usually the recital has kind of a common thread throughout it. And sometimes it's in a gym, sometimes it's in a theater. That's just kind of however things kind of work out with availability and all those kind of things. But it's about 6 weeks long. I would say students have about 2 evenings a week. And then there's just one performance. It's very, very low key. You're not focused on being in the big group. This definitely highlights maybe you have a lot of dance background and you want to show off the dance in a different way that color guard doesn't get to do. Maybe you and 2 other friends just love color guard and you just like talk about it and are about it all the time. That's awesome. Maybe the 2 or 3 of you put together like your own trio that has, a message or a positive story or something, So it's really fun. It's kind of a show, and our coaches coordinate with you to help you clean up the choreography, to make it more concise, to make it, highlight a musical moment a little bit better, but you get to have a lot of voice in that. So it's pretty fun. Okay. So what do we need to be preparing for, right? Like, what are the things going to cost? I can't tell you what all the things are going to cost, but I can give you a picture of what things are. If you are in the orchestra program, concert orchestra or chamber orchestra, or the Wind Symphony, that's the top audition band. Girls will have a uniform concert dress, and that could last all high school. So whatever dress we pick, we're going to try to stay committed to that dress. Okay. And we try to keep the budget below $75 for the girls' dresses. Okay. Gentlemen will wear black and white tuxedo with black shoes. Students may choose to purchase the tuxedo. If you're a freshman or a sophomore, that's probably a pretty good buy. Even though it's a little spendy, you just won't have the yearly rental. But we do work out with local vendors to provide a reasonable yearly rental for tuxedos. We just ask that you buy the shirt and I believe the bow tie. So we'll come up with a plan for that. Maybe we do something a little spicy to highlight some of our school colors, maybe a little silver or green or something like that. So I'll work with students on that. I don't have like a dress picked out for the girls or tuxedo accessories for the boys yet. I also do want to say that all girls, no matter what group you're in, you're all welcome to choose a ladies fitted tux. All right. I don't have any problem with that if the dress is just not comfortable for you. So keep that in mind. That's for band, wind ensemble, wind symphony, and all orchestra. In the band and percussion jazz land, all we basically ask is that the boys provide their own black slacks, black long sleeve button-up collared dress shirt, black dress shoes, a belt, black socks. So we just call that dress blacks. All right. So our concert band, percussion, jazz, you just wear your dress blacks. All right. Girls, you would wear a long full length black skirt and a black blouse. All right. Girls can elect to wear black slacks if you choose. That's totally fine. But we do want shoulders covered with the blouse. It's not supposed to be super fashionable, but just something that is very modest so that people are talking about our music and the performance and not, oh, did you see what so-and-so wore or anything like that? Okay. Jazz band, we might have a couple of little add-ons. We might get a uniform tie, or my son is asking for fedoras, but whatever. We'll talk as a jazz band class and figure out how far we want to go in customizing our look or celebrating our individual fashion sense. All right. Basketball pep band, we just get a t-shirt. What I'd like to do is have kind of like a pizza party, almost like when you were a kid and you played t-ball or soccer or something like that, and you had like a team party. I like to do something with that for the basketball band, just because it's fun. Like it's different. You gave up some time. It wasn't a huge investment, but I want to say thanks. So the $30 covers the t-shirt that you wear in the stands. It's kind of your uniform. It usually has some kind of like pithy little like humor kind of dad joke / meme kind of logo to it. And the $30 will cover your dinner party as well. Okay. And then marching band has a little bit higher of some costs. There's $65 maintenance fee for the uniform. This helps cover replacement. You're just borrowing the uniform. So it is a brand new uniform. I'll talk about that stuff way later down the road here. But you also need to own a pair of shoes, the shoes you would own forever. So we'll talk about those things, but it can get a little bit spendy. Color guard is, unfortunately, the startup costs are problematic. There's a costume that you get to own. It's $150, or we keep it under $150. We only charge you what it costs us. Okay, so if it's $136.21, that's what we bill you. But we keep it under $150. Remember, if you've been involved in dance before, you know that $150 is honestly a bargain, but it's hard. Okay, so reach out to us, let us know. If there's something we can do, maybe payments or something like that. Members in the color guard also need a specific dance shoe, so don't go out and buy one, like wait for us to talk to you. A pair of gloves that we use that just help protect our hands from the equipment. And then a one-time purchase of warm-ups. Sometimes it can get a little bit cold at our events, so we like the color guard members, boys and girls, to have some kind of like, it's kind of like just a track suit, I guess, for lack of a better term. So we'll talk about that, and maybe we can get some student voice as far as like how those get designed and whatnot. All right. School-owned instruments. We will obviously have lovely, beautiful new instruments. Full-time use is $40 per semester. Okay. So if you use a marching band trumpet, then that's $40 for the semester. If you also are going to play some mellophone for the pep band, it's $40 per semester, not per instrument. Okay. If you are using a part-time cello, like you use it for rehearsals and class, we're going to charge you $25 a semester, and then you are expected to bring your own cello to every performance. Okay. So it won't be something where like, oh, I forgot my cello. No, it will be very specific. Like, you have to have your cello or else you won't be able to play in the concert. So I just want to be very careful about that as we figure out numbers there. Okay. Percussion students, you'll pay the $40 a semester. A lot of our bigger brass instruments like tuba and euphonium, you pay $40 a semester. Again, it's not per instrument, it's just per semester. So if you play, bass in chamber orchestra, but you've been learning cello and you want to play it in concert orchestra at the same time, it's just the one fee. Okay. The school will provide instrument lockers for everybody. All right. We will never, ever store food or drink in your locker, ever. If you do, and there's an accident and there is leaking that happens and it damages another instrument, you will be responsible for repairing your space that you spilled everything in and the spaces below and around you that were damaged. So food and drink will never happen in our lockers. Basses, cellos, percussion, and tubas will have their own space to store things in their respective storage rooms, but we'll also have access our hallways. If you've been a student at Central Valley or University High School, my understanding is we will have quite a bit more locker storage outside in the hallway, so that's good, including tuba space. All right, there's no fee for instrument locker use. All right, so I'm just going to close by reminding you how much work has gone into all of this. It's almost comical, but I know this video is kind of long, but our program has a lot of depth already built for two things, band and orchestra, really coming together to be one program, one department. So we look forward to welcoming you to the new home this summer. We want you to remember to sign up for concert band, concert orchestra if you're a ninth grader or an incoming ninth graders, so current eighth graders, and percussion as well. Be on the lookout for audition and placements for all of the other things. For those of you that are upperclassmen that want to do chamber orchestra, wind symphony, and then, color guard, jazz band, we'll kind of reach out and let you know. I'll tell you, jazz band, you don't really need to worry about anything until school starts. Just sign up for jazz band, and then we'll do auditions as part of the first week of school. All right. Details about all the summer camps will be out as soon as possible. Still working through that as far as just coordinating with all of our school events at Ridgeline. And I just want you to take care of yourself. I want you to feel like it's going to be exciting. We're going to be, a flying animal. Like, how cool is that? We're the fastest bird, the fastest animal on earth is the falcon. It flies 240 miles an hour. Like, nobody's going to beat us. Okay. So Ubuntu, we will continue to reveal that mystery word and make it really part of your whole experience here. I'm really excited about, using this message and this creed in everything that we do. So anyways, again, I'm Mr. Parker. I can't wait to welcome you to Ridgeline in person, and take care of yourself. Be well.